So here we are, ladies and gents, the Seat Leon Cupra 300. This is a DSG model. I've had this car for nearly 2 years now, and I've been meaning to get round to reviewing it, but just haven't had the time really. Hopefully going to get into some more videos soon, but let's get this thing open and give you a bit of a tour of it. Then we're going to take it out for a spin. I'm going to tell you what I think of the car, my ownership of the car, and also sort of how it compares to its rivals, because we know this kind of goes up against the trio, the S3, the Golf R and the Cupra, are kind of the three based on the same platform with the same engine. So I'll be talking a lot about this. So I do apologise for the wind, but we are on location in the beautiful British countryside, and unfortunately it's just the way it is. So let's get this thing opened up. You can undo everything on the key there. This one has the optional panoramic roof, which is really nice. So I'll give you a bit of a walk around the car. This one is finished in Nevada white metallic. Now this car is a 300 horsepower car, front wheel drive with a limited slip diff. So it is a very nice system. You can see it does look gorgeous today. I've got some optional body kit on this as well, which I will talk about. So it definitely looks a lot more aggressive than the standard Seat Leon. The lights are the LED headlights. You can see, you can't see them too clearly in this lighting, but you can see how the LED lights change to the indicators. Up on the front here, we've got the Cupra badging. This is now blacked out on the newer models, and you've got the radar assist at the bottom there. Now I've got a Riga tuning front splitter on this one, and I've also got the Maxton design side skirts, which match it very nicely, and then I've also got the Riga rear diffuser, which I will show you shortly. So I really like the gloss black accents against the Nevada white on this car. Again, the red brake calipers were standard at the time, but now on the newer 290 models with the GPF filter, these are now black. They've done a lot of changes to the specification of these over the last few years, and they are kind of coming to end of line. So they are a very good opportunity to lease, because they're trying to flog them basically. They're trying to get rid of as many as possible. So at the moment, these can be had very cheap on lease, which I have talked about in previous videos. If you go back on my channel, you'll probably see some more information about that. But also, in terms of the actual car itself, I think it's kind of a bit of a wolf in sheep's clothing. I mean, if you look at a normal Leon next to this, you can really tell the difference. I've got a picture of the two side by side somewhere. I'll try and find it and chuck it in here, but it definitely looks a lot different to the standard car. But what you will find is that people don't really know what it is unless they really know the car world. So what we've got at the bottom here, we've got the Riga rear diffuser, which does stick out a slight bit there. It is gloss black as opposed to the sort of matte finish of the pre-installed one with the car, and you've got the twin pipes there. Cupra lettering is black on this one. This is another thing that I've done aftermarket. You don't get that standard. I do believe you get black on the new versions, the 290, and you can get copper overlays to match the rest of the bits and bobs as well. It comes with the side fins as well, just there. So yeah, overall, I think it's nice and practical for what it is. It's just a hatch, isn't it? A hot hatch is just a normal hatchback, but you've got all the practicality of that, plus you've got a nice bit of a kick under the bonnet. The plastic finish on these isn't very good. It's not paint, it's like a, I don't know, it's just like a gloss black plastic, like an ABS maybe, I'm not too sure, but it does attract scratches, unlike the mirrors, which don't seem to be too bad. So yeah, there it is. This one, as I say, has got the optional panoramic roof. The wheels are standard. They're a diamond cut finish on these, which unfortunately Volkswagen Audi group cars are plagued with this issue where the hubs seem to rust. If you look in there, you can see all the rusting in there already. And I mean, this car is, sorry, it won't focus very well, but this car's not very old. It's only 2 years old, and you've got that problem already. So that is something that is quite common on these, supposedly. I would recommend the metallic white paint though. You can't see it too well on camera, I suppose, but it really does pop in the light. It's got a very pearlescent finish to it. It looks almost like a more diamond white version of the Oryx white on the Golf R. Now, let's take a look inside then, shall we? This one's got keyless entry. So, inside is the usual Volkswagen Audi group affair. I apologise for the camera work as well, but in here we've got standard Cupra seating. So in this particular model, it is Alcantara. and a leather on the outside, and then you've got this sort of carbon fibre effects trim down here, which also extends onto the door cards. I quite like it. Some people say they think it looks too fake, but I quite like it. You also get some LED lighting inside here, which highlights the accent to the door. You can change the colour of that as well. There's about 6 or 7 different colours to choose from, I believe. I have mine set to red, which you can't see in this light, of course, but believe me, it's there. This light also has optional Say-It sound, which is a sort of upgraded sound package, which has a subwoofer built into the spare wheel in the boot, which is very nice. Illuminated Cupra door seals. So overall, I do like the Alcantara effects that you've got going on in here. The newer models, the Luxe version was spec'd with full leather, and you can get these with full leather as well, but I prefer the half Alcantara. The new version of the 290, of course, apart from having slightly lower power due to the GPF, it does come with full bucket seats as standard now if you were to order one today. So yeah, I find the interior quite comfortable. It's got kind of like a very Volkswagen-esque vibe to it. You can see all of the centre controls are Volkswagen. All of the DSG components, you know, all of the climate controls, everything is Volkswagen, which is understandable, of course. I do quite like the dials as well. The dial instrument cluster in this is kind of reminiscent to me of kind of like the Audi R8 ones from back in the day. I used to look at as a kid. It's a very poster-esque image there for you. I do quite like the steering wheel as well. Of course, it's flat bottom. It's very nice. If we just jump in. The infotainment's quite good as well. If I pop it on here. So this screen is the larger screen. It comes standard in the 300 models. You did also get the digital cockpit is standard from 2018 onwards. So if you've got a 2018 model car built, I think it's effective January 2018 build date, then you get the full digital cockpit, which is very much similar to Audi's virtual cockpit. And that's very good, but I do quite like the traditional dial, so I wasn't too gutted that I didn't get that. I was about a month out of being able to have that on this particular car, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. So the system on here is quite good. The navigation is a lot better than the previous Volkswagen offerings. I had a 2016 Golf GTD before that, and the nav on this is so much better. You've got quite a few different things on here as well. You've got vehicles menu, which actually has your sport information screen. So you've got your power, your pressure, and also a G meter there as well, which is quite good fun. So, and then you've got your drive mode select, which gets you between the 3 different modes. Now this does have adaptive dampers as standard, which is really good. Over the S3 and the Golf R, they don't have that standard, it's an option. But on this particular car, it does come as standard, and in sport mode or Cupra mode, or you can set it up in individual as well. It stiffens the suspension ever so slightly in order to get you a bit of a more sporty drive. Also, you've got variable steering, it's electrically assisted, and you've got the paddles on the backs here, which do feel okay. They've got a bit of a click to them. They're not massively exciting. They're not like the sort of metallic click to them, but you know, they work, they do what they're supposed to do, and they feel okay. You can quickly grab them behind there. A lot of people opt for paddle extensions, but personally, I'm not too bothered about that. So here we are in the car at night. I just thought I'd give you a quick show of the interior lighting that I was talking about there. So there's the lighting on the door cards. It doesn't extend into the rear, unfortunately, but it is a full white LED package in here, and you can change the colour of the door card ones. When you hit the power, you get the dial sweep, and everything else comes to life. So it's all red in here, which is quite nice. Very typical Seat. Also, you've got the full LED headlights as standard, which again is something that is a bit of a step up over the Golf R and the Audi S3, unless you get the newer models. So the standard equipment list has always been very good on this car, as you can see. And in the back, it's the same affair really. You've got some USB ports down there for people to enjoy plugging their stuff into, and some climate vents. And then of course at the back, you've just got your usual seating arrangement. And I do think it does look quite good with the carbon effect and the Alcantara. So yeah, that is it. The pan roof, some people think, is a bit of a con, because when you actually look at it, the usable area isn't a lot compared to the amount of glass that's there. But it is what it is. I quite like it. I think it looks good, especially from the front of the car. I think it looks really nice with that little wind deflector up as well. I think it really sets it off. So overall, I'm really pleased with it. I'm pleased with how it looks. I think I made quite a good choice when it comes to colour. They've changed the colour options considerably on this. This colour is still available. It now comes with the copper badging. LED lights on the rear as well, as you can see. Unfortunately, not dynamic. You can code them so that they alternate, but I don't particularly like the look of that. And around the front, I suppose we can try and get a bit of a view now of the LEDs, which again you can't really see in this light unfortunately, but they are there, they are showing. There we go, you can sort of see them there. And I think they really look good. They look quite aggressive, especially when the car's in motion. And then when you flash the hazards, they change from white to orange, which is a good look as well. I'm not a big fan of these cars where it dims the headlights to do that, but yeah, so there we go. That's a bit of a tour of the car there, a bit more of a extended tour. We've got this lovely place to be able to do it in. So let's go take it out for a spin and see what I think of it, not only as a daily car, but also compared to some of its rivals.